I told a story on a previous video, and it's on one called Commitment, if you care to watch it. If you haven't, told a story about my mom and dad coming together and the just a life-defining commitment they made to each other in the first 5 minutes of their relationship, which boiled down to this: I believe I could love you. I would like to love you. I'd like to go on the journey with you. And you could even go further. They didn't at this point because they made the statements first, but you could say, I'd love you to be the mother of my children. I'd love you to be the father of my children. But unless you're committed to do the will of God, come what may, I'd love to do it with you. But if you're not going to do it, I'll do it without you. And it has to be both ways. Now, if you want to watch the other one, you can actually hear the words my parents spoke to each other. But basically it boils down to, I believe you might be the one, but I want to know whether you're going to do the will of God for the rest of your life, come what may. So that boils down to 3 words: with or without. And that's one of the strong bases on which young men and young women should come together as Christians, so that the really big questions of life, what's our purpose? What are we going to tell our children? What stories, what value system are we going to live by? What's the process of how we make decisions together? What are the prerequisites of the deciding factors? What does God want? What's the word of the Lord? What did God say? And I want to do his will. That's the number one thing you need to say and do, and say to each other. If there's somebody you see, whether you're the male, the female, the male, you need to make your version of a speech like that to the person that you think you might want to be with. You say, well, is that it? And so, I just like the angels come and say, she's the one. No. But you need to be able to make a level of commitment to do the will of God. Because if you want to do the will of God and the other one doesn't, to the passion that you're going to do, it's going to be like this for the rest of your life. And it's painful. And you should avoid it. So a level of commitment to Christ and doing the purposes of God on the planet is the basis of a great relationship in Christ. And the second one is more human, if you like. That's kind of spiritual. But the other one is, can I put it frankly? Do you really fancy this person? See, I'm not one of those people that think, can you hear from an angel? Can the word of the Lord come? Yes, of course. I'm not putting anything out of the question, but I promise you, unless there is a physical, personal attraction to that person, it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. And I think God's wonderful in that he gives us the gift of desire. He gives us the gift of passion. He gives us the gift of the desire to produce life. And he gives us the ways and means how to produce life, which are exceedingly pleasurable. And it's a beautiful thing. Don't think you're full of lust because you've got passions to bring children into the world and the process thereby. You're a normal human being. But there's got to be in the living of this thing as human beings, there's got to be between two people something that says, wow, babe, you something else. I'm putting words, and you say the words you want to say, but you just can't take your eyes off her. And she's always looking across the room at you and, kind of making those little eye things. You know what I'm talking about. If there isn't that, then it's be without spark and passion. So those two things together, God's screaming at you, yes, and you're screaming, we're going to serve you. Yes, this is fantastic. You look at this woman, you look at this man, you say, you know what? I really fancy you. And if you want a definition of what I mean by fancying, I'm not going to say it on video. I'll tell you privately. But it means you really, really like this person. Okay, are you getting me? Okay, you get me. So with those two beautiful things combined together, proceed forward with confidence. Heaven is saying yes. Your heart is saying yes. Your mind is saying yes. And that level of commitment, you will build a great relationship. And I trust you do. So make your speeches with the words that you want to use. And be honest with yourself. Put those two things together and you'll be fine. God bless you.